Halloween Horror Nights, ranking all 10 houses. Been going since Halloween Horror Nights number 20. Scariest one ever, because it was the youngest I ever was doing it. First time ever. I still remember it vividly. But now after going so many times now, it kind of loses its luster, because, you know, you're kind of used to it. But I'm ranking all 10, aka 9 houses, because I missed Chucky. Only one I missed, because didn't really give a damn about Chucky. But number 9 is Dueling Dragons for me. I like the idea that you split apart into 2 houses. When you walk in, you get to go fire side and ice side after a little while. But it was only like 10 feet, and then you reconnect, so that was kind of disappointing. I like the book thing in the set. Kind of cool. But overall, didn't care for it. And I wish the ice side was colder. Number 8, Darkest Steel. Had its cool moments. It was something about bluegrass and demons and some shit. Had some cool little imagery with some demon ripping out some guy's soul. But it was the least interesting subject to me. Looking at a little card. Number 7, Stranger Things. Disappointed with Stranger Things. It wasn't scary. It was cool. There's a moment where you go and you see the room from season 4 where they had the rope connecting to the bed. That was a cool image. Vecna got a little played out. I wish he had less Vecnas. I wish he just had one big Vecna, because there's a moment where he's big stuck to the wall. But you see Vecna like 50 times before that. And yeah, it's just nice to listen to the sounds of Stranger Things. Great music, the entertaining stuff. The only time I actually got scared was a Luke character jumping out and screaming. Number 6, Oddfellows. Big clown thing. You were scared of clowns. I had a guy behind me who kept touching my shoulders. I had to just stop him with my forearm. I was like, stop touching me. There's always one house every year I have to do that, where someone's like freaking out, so they start putting their hands on your back, and I'm just like, stop it. But I'm not scared of clowns. I don't understand why clowns are scary. Like, I never got it. But it had a lot of cool scenery. It had a lot of great makeup. Had hairs coming down from the ceilings, which is always creepy. Something touches you. That's always genuinely scary. When you just get that little hair just touching you. That freaks you out. And you can't see it. Yeah. I like the carnival setup. It's done in the place they usually have. I remember the first one ever seeing. I remember Halloween Horror Nights 20 better. I remember all of them. And it's the first one ever. It's called Havoc. But it's usually for gun stuff. It usually had a lot of soldiers and things like that in there. Number 5, The Last of Us. Great music. I love The Last of Us music. I love walking up to the big warehouse where they had the image of the game. I like seeing the big fat guys, whatever the fuck they're called. Like the clickers, like listening to clicker sounds. I think it's really funny when you see the actors who look nothing like the actors in the show, like in makeup, like seeing someone who was playing Joel, and he was like a 20-year-old guy, and he had his gray hair and his big ass, but he just looked hysterical to me. But that was a fun one to walk through. Number 4, Yeti Campground. They had a bear in this with a really long neck, which is the funniest shit I've ever seen. It was a short bear body with a massive fucking neck, and it looked so funny. That one was kind of good. I had a good scare with a Yeti coming through the window, and it had just gold flashes on his face. The light was flickering, so that's very cool. Very cool scenery with like a body stuck to the floor. It's supposed to be like a lake, but it was just obviously the floor. I wish it was colder, because it's supposed to be Yeti stuff. But it wasn't really Yeti stuff. It was Sasquatches and Bigfoot and a bear. So it was really funny. It also had its moments of good jump scares, but for the most part, it was kind of funny. But I enjoyed that one. I had a blast walking through that one. Number 3, Monsters Unmasked. Went there it's always great to go the last like 2 hours. Like, for real, you could park for free at Halloween Horror Nights after midnight. Before that's $30, which is a crime. I wish I was the president, because I'll make that a crime. But yeah, the last 2 hours, you know, you basically just walk straight into the house. You could dodge all the lines. Went to this one as the last 2, second and last one. And I think Darkest Steel was the last one we went to, which is like the worst one. Like, theme-wise, worst one. But yeah, this one, very cool. A lot of great moments. I always love this one every year. I love seeing the Invisible Man, the Wolfman, and Dracula. It was a great, like, cool gimmick thing where this guy drops down from the ceiling at you, so he ends up going from being vertical to horizontal down at you, and that was a cool scare. Yeah, that one's pretty good. That one had a person step right in front of me. You tell that this guy was trying really hard to get me as like his last person. Because I think I was like the last person walking to the house. And he got me good. I got real good that last one. With someone jumping in front of me. Or was it Dark Steel? I can't remember. See, they're all phasing together. I'm not sure. But yeah, good stuff. Number 2, The Exorcist. First time they had like a house for a movie that hasn't come out. But The Exorcist is pretty good. Had a lot of cool scenery. Got me a little more amped for the movie. David Gordon Green, I don't trust him. I think Halloween 2018 is a decent movie. I enjoyed it. Halloween Kills, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And Halloween Ends, it has a good idea, but it's just overall, So he's very all over the place. He's very inconsistent, so I don't trust him for his movie. But I'm gonna see it, and I like that. If I was doing this, if I ran a studio, it's good advertisement. You're like, oh, go see the new Exorcist movie, Exorcist Believer. We got two girls getting possessed this time. But yeah, that one was really fun. Had a lot of good scares. Great way to start. It was the first house we went to. Great sets. Fucking broken up people in the wall. The straightest things had one girl, that girl in the trailer gets lifted to the ceiling. She was broken in pieces. She looked like she was from It Follows. The girl on the beach. But yeah, good one. And the best one is Blood Moon. It is a witch in some town. People sacrifice. That one had the best sets. Had a great church set where a bunch of people are sitting down, and you know that some of them are fake, but you know you're waiting for that one that's real. And that one had a great, there's like two people who are real that just come out after you. Actors did a great job, perfectly still. A lot of very violent, gory shit in that one. Like, that had some gory stuff. And the clown one had a decapitated, bloody wall body with a guy like swinging a sledgehammer at it. But this one had a lot of violent looking imagery. It was genuinely creepy to walk through. A great little village set. Great lighting. It looked the most real. Of all the sets, it looked the most real. So, that one is first place. And I love when you walk in and you get to like the house. I love walking into the studios and it's just set up like a studio. It's interesting because I'm like, these are how movies are made. Like, they look, if the lights are on, they look fake as fuck. But with them dimmed and you're just filming through a camera, it looks great. Worst house I remember ever was the Resident Evil house. That was so brightly lit, everything looked so cheesy. But yeah. So, overall, as a year, it's one of the more disappointing years. It wasn't great in any way. The Scare Zone's lame this year. It was like 1970s something. I couldn't tell what the hell it was. Hippie something. And one was like a plant thing. But had fun. Always have fun. I love walking through the spooky little stores. Everything's overpriced as hell. Want to buy a shirt, but overpriced. I hate that they got rid of Monsters Cafe. That is the greatest fucking thing ever, tradition. Every time I've ever gone there, I've eaten at Monsters Cafe. Even if I just gone to regular Universal, not Halloween Horror Nights, always eating there. They replace it with Minions. And they do the worst thing. You have to scan the barcode for a menu. I hate every restaurant that does that. Fuck you if you do that. But yeah, Halloween Horror Nights 32. What do you think of it? You have a good time? I always have a good time at it. And yeah, completed the mission. Exhausted. Woke up at 2 p.m. today. So yeah, subscribe.